Hey guys, it's your pontiff, ArchieLuxury, on the ArchieLuxury channel. And today, guys, I'm just making a video about something that really seems disastrous. In Australia, we've been very slow to roll out the vaccine. We've got approximately 9% of our population has been vaccinated. In Japan, it's about 17, just under 17%. And it's just crazy. I got a friend of mine. One of the joys of being ArchieLuxury is I have some important people who are my friends, and a really good friend of mine, he's actually related to a doctor at a senior hospital in Sydney, and the rollout of the vaccine, let me tell you, is an absolute atrocity. Is that okay? So he gave me an example where his daughter had an appointment to get the vaccine. And then she got a second appointment at a closer clinic. And she rang up the first one and said, look, I'm going to go to this other one. I'm going to get the other vaccine. Look, I want to cancel. And they said the vaccine will be destroyed. This is the second clinic. The original clinic. So she said, well, can I send someone else to get that vaccine? They said, no, it has to be destroyed. And what a absolute waste. What a waste. What a waste. So basically, if you put down for a vaccine, they lock it into you. And then if you can't make it or can't cancel it, instead of using that for somebody else, they destroy it. It's absolute madness. Absolute madness. And it's crazy. It's absolute crazy. These vaccines are very expensive. There's nothing wrong with the vaccine. I don't understand why you can't just slot someone else to get that vaccine. It's really quite crazy. This is in New South Wales. I don't know about Queensland. I live in Queensland. I live in Brisbane. But in Sydney, if you're down for a vaccine and then you can't make it, or they destroy your vaccine, they throw it out. I mean, what? I don't understand the stupidity in this. And the problem is, you would think this is just madness, but no, my contact is married. His sister-in-law is actually a doctor at one of the head hospitals, and that's where this information came from. And I gotta be honest with you, what an absolute disaster. I mean, this guy here is he's an upstanding member of the community. I mean, he told me this in private, just chatting to him. I'm not mentioning his name or anything, but what an absolute disgrace if they're throwing away vaccines. Why can't they slot someone else in there? It is so damn frustrating. I mean, ScoMo, that's our Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, he fiped up the rollout. He wasn't on top of it. And for this sort of shite to happen, it's really, really frustrating. You've got to get the vaccines out. Get them out. Get those vaccines rolled out. And I can't believe they are throwing vaccine out because this is just beyond a joke. Beyond a joke. And I never heard of this stuff. This stuff is weird. It's really, really weird. The vaccines. I can't believe you can't share this vaccine. Why can't someone else come into that slot then? It's lunacy. So I'm just making this announcement here on the channel just to... I hope I'm misinformed. I really hope what I've just said is not the case, but I'm fearful that it probably is right. It probably is right. And I got to tell you, governments get nasty. I'm the guy who broke the Queensland rail disaster. I went out and told it what a shit. I don't want publicity on this COVID thing. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it to see if we can fix this disaster up, which is government involvement in things. When governments get involved in any sort of things, it's a disaster. Also, in New South Wales, they're trying to help businesses with these grants. It is a absolute disaster. That's another disaster. These grants, it's not easy to get the grant. To qualify is hard. That is another disaster, an absolute disaster. And what they say in the press, what the Premier... I actually like Gladys. I think she's a nice lady. I like her. I actually like Gladys. But it's a disaster. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. It's another disaster. The relief that they're rolling out these things. It's a disaster. And I don't know what more I can say about it. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. And I wish this wasn't the case. I'm ArchieLuxury. I'll see you in the next one. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends.